back to the girls channel. My name is Nala MN is the name of the channel, and I cover a lot of football and FIFA related content. Today it's everything football, Premier League predictions. Look, the Premier League season is almost back and I am so excited. Like, I've missed all the drama, the excitement, and just the love of the game, and it's almost here. So I thought it's only fitting to do a little Premier League prediction video, and I hope I do not offend anyone and your team. I'm literally basing this on a little bit of what I saw during preseason, signings that your club has made, or the lack of signings, should I say, and also just how they usually perform. I'm going to take all of that into account and make this, but feel free to let me know your opinion, and let's go. It's like facts that the 3 teams that are promoted, 2 of the 3 are most likely going to go down. Like, it's just like that. And when it comes to the relegation zone, there are some obvious culprits. So it should be interesting what happens. But if someone told me that my dog's life was on the line and I had to successfully pick a team that will definitely be relegated, like I had to be dead sure or my dog is bye-bye, I would go for Fulham. I think Fulham are going back to the championship. I am so sorry. Fulham just have like this toxic relationship with the Premier League where they come back here and it turns sour, and then they go to the championship, and then it's also a bit like, this is good, but like I want to go back to the Prem, and then it's like this back and forth movement, and I just think that is what will happen. So I think Fulham most likely finishing 19th, 20th, but just to be nice, I'll give them 19th, even though they're still getting relegated. And then another team which I think are going back down is Bournemouth. Like, come on, I'd have Bournemouth at 20. Yes, Bournemouth has some Premier League experience, but I look at Bournemouth and then I look at most teams in the Premier League, and the math is not mathing. Like, the scale is against Bournemouth, and I just think that they're also part of the package of going down. Now, the tricky one was who is 18th? Who is that third team that will be joining these two? Last season, it was hella interesting. Was it going to be Everton? Was it going to be Leeds? So, I mean, Everton and Leeds were shaky, like I just mentioned, but I don't think the 2 are going to be relegated. But if I were to pick a team, like one specific team that I think is going to get relegated, that would be Southampton. I am so sorry to the Saints and the Saints fan, but I think Southampton will finish 18th. And I am choosing Southampton to be relegated because, oh my gosh, they had a shaky season last season. Like, things were so bad in so many points of the season that I think if they bring that energy to this season, it will bite them. It will come back and bite them in the ass, because I don't think you can do that twice in the Premier League with so many teams strengthening themselves and all. I don't know, man. I think if Southampton are not relegated, they might just be 17. But for now, I am seeing them going down to the championship. Oh gosh. How about the teams that are gonna have some scares? Like, at a certain point, they might be the ones dropping here and here. And I think one of those teams is going to be Leeds United. I think Leeds will be 17th. I think they're just going to be above that relegation zone. And I say this, 1, Calvin Phillips gone. 2, Rafinha gone. And we know last season they had so many injuries and they were playing their kids. And if they can get players fit, I think they will be okay. And as you can see, I have put them at just about safe. I think they still will be fine, because now Jesse Marsch has more time to work with this team, develop the way that he wants to play, and let that produce on the field. And I think we're going to see more of his vision on the field. They've made a couple of signings, most of them like Leipzig players, and I think that connection is the manager trying to get players that he is familiar with to the team so that they can get going. I think it's going to be a season of rebuilding this team, transitioning to something else. So I think they will struggle. They will have a lot of up and downs, but I think Leeds will be fine yet again. Now, the next team to join them in the just about zone, the team that's going to finish 16th, I'm gonna go with Everton. Oh my gosh. I think, I don't know. Everton had a scare last season, hey? And then you had the man, Rich Allison, who was banging in these goals and practically, realistically, honestly speaking, saved them from getting relegated. And now we know he went to Tottenham Hotspurs. So Dominic Calvert-Lewin, every time I see Dominic Calvert-Lewin on Instagram, this man's always rocking like the coolest, the stylish clothes ever. So is he gonna be trendy or is he gonna be a baller? That's yet to be seen. But I think Everton again will be fine. Frank Lampard again has much more time to work with this team, so hopefully he can get the ball rolling. And in terms of goals, they've got like Damari Gray. I like what he was doing. Anthony Gordon. They just, personally speaking, I think Seamus Coleman and Michael Keane need to not play. Slow, tired legs in that department. But overall, I think Everton is still a good team, man. They just need to focus, switch on. Frank Lampard needs to do his thing, and Everton will be all good. Alright, so now let's go to bottom half teams. And if I'm gonna grab a team, let's start with Brentford. I don't know just where 13, 14 or 15 they will finish, but I know they will be in the bottom half. If not, they might just be in the almost relegated battle because second season syndrome. Brentford were fantastic last season. They really were. And I think they will be fine because, I don't know, I just like the way they were playing most of the time. I know that Eriksen is now gone, so will they still have that creativity in the middle of the field? They've got Tony, who's going to be banging in goals for this team. So Brentford, they were like the team I had to possibly finish 16, 17. But then I looked at Leeds and Everton, and I just think that Brentford is just a little bit organized, more in order than Everton and Leeds at the moment. So I would put them at 14th. And I would say a team that's going to join them in the bottom half is going to be newly promoted Nottingham Forest. And I think I'll have Forest to finish 15th. I think just about Everton and not getting relegated. And I am saying this because, oh my word, they are the one team that's just newly promoted that have spent the most. And I think they put their money into good use. I mean, come on. Hello. Jesse Lingard signed to Nottingham Forest. Yes, it's a 1-year contract, but they have someone who is familiar with how the Premier League works, has experience, can, potentially help all these players out. I don't know. I just think all these signings that Nottingham Forest have made will help them fight and will help them stay in the Premier League for the next season. Should they not, I will be super shocked. I genuinely will be surprised. So I think all these signings that Nottingham Forest have done to strengthen themselves will make sure that they are all good and solid. Now, who's gonna join them in the bottom half? This was hard. But Leicester, I think Leicester will be 13th. So 13th, 14th, 15th. Leicester was a hard team for me to place because I wanted to place them a little bit here in the mid-table. But at this moment in time, they have zero signings. Zero, nothing, nada. Like, other teams are literally improving and strengthening themselves. And then you have Leicester chilling. So I'm like, I feel like they're kind of lucky to be in 13th. But then again, they have a good enough squad to finish in the bottom half. I think, I don't know, Leicester, like I expected Leicester to be going forward. And I just feel like they are regressing backwards. But they were struggling last season without Jamie Vardy. But again, even when he was there, they were still struggling. So it's kind of like, I don't know what's going to happen this season with Leicester. I don't know what's going to happen with the manager. It's a very hard one to call. But I think they will be in the bottom half. So now let's go to mid-tables. 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. A bunch of teams. Mid-table, let's start with Aston Villa. All right. Stevie G, man. Stevie G. I feel like last season, his first season, it was a bit underwhelming, but I understand that he needs time. And I think with time, this Aston Villa could potentially be, it could be good. It could be good. They've got some new signings, Robin Olsen, Kamara. They've got Coutinho on a permanent now. Overall, Aston Villa is a good team. I'll see where exactly I position them. But joining Aston Villa in the middle, I would put Brighton here over here. Graham Potter is really doing wonders with this team. Brighton is just an overall great, amazing team. There's nothing really much to say. I was really impressed with them last season, and I think this upcoming season, Graham Potter is going to do even more, and we're going to see more of Brighton. But I think they're still sticking in the mid-table section for now. Another mid-table team is, I'm joking, is Wolverhampton. Wolverhampton, I think it's also going to be a mid-table team. I kind of see them struggling a bit, but I kind of don't see them struggling a bit. They have an amazing team. They really have an amazing team. And I think should Raul get back his form, they will get more goals and they might just, finish higher up in terms of mid-table. But I think for now, I would actually have Wolves at 12, Brighton at 11, Villa at 10. So now for 8th and 9th. So I'm going to just bring in Newcastle United and Crystal Palace. So I think these will be our mid-table teams. I would put... I think it's fine in this order. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I would put Crystal Palace in the mid-table talk because I think Patrick Vieira is doing wonders at this club. They have amazing players such as Zaha, and I think it's a work in progress, and I think there will be some impressive moments with Crystal Palace, and there's more to come, such as with Aston Villa, but I think they're still sticking in the mid-table talk. And then Newcastle United, I'm putting them at 8, just about almost in the Conference League, Europa League talk. I wanted to put them here, but I don't think they are there yet. They've made some amazing signings last season. They've got that money, and at a certain point in the season, towards the end of the last season, I think they were one of the best teams that they were. Form-wise, they were amazing, exceptional. So I think if they bring that form that they had towards the end of last season into the season, for the entire season, they might just have 8 or even 7, simple. I think that will happen or might happen should they just bring that banging, absolutely phenomenal end of the half performances. I think it was 17th, 19th, 16th games where they were literally on fire. So let's see what Newcastle does. But yeah, now we get to some European spots. We have the Europa League teams and the Conference League teams. To finish 7th, I think West Ham will be the team. It's the same spot that they finished in last season. I think they're still going to be here simply because I like Mikel Antonio, but West Ham, you need another striker and then you will be all set and ready to go. So I think that's just what West Ham is lacking, mostly is they need a new striker. And then, oh my god, 5th and 6th. That was hard. This is so hard to do, but I think in the conversation we have Arsenal and Man United for Europa League again, but I don't know who's gonna finish above who. Let's start with Manchester United. We know last season was a shambles, it was embarrassing. Now they have Erik ten Hag. During preseason we've been seeing the style of play that he wants being implemented by the players, and it absolutely looks like a breath of fresh air. It looks like the players are playing, but then it's preseason, it's not that important. Can they do it when it really matters? Can they do it when they face a big team or a team that equally matches them? That's the question. There's still a lot of question marks with Manchester United, but I don't think it's gonna beat Erik ten Hag right now and then top 4 for Manchester United. Should it happen, I will be blown away. I will be surprised should he come here and make sure that they qualify for Champions League. But I think they're not there yet. Then you have Arsenal. Arsenal, like, I never underestimate Arsenal. They have a bit of banter moments, but it's a young team, fresh. They did amazing last season. Yes, it kind of like top four kind of slipped from them last season, but I think Arsenal are all set. They have like Gabriel Jesus, they have Zinchenko. So I think they've also made some great business over this transfer window. But who's fifth and who's sixth between these two? It's a bit tough, hey? I think United at fifth, Arsenal at sixth, because I don't know, maybe Eric Ten Hag might do a bit of magic, but I don't think his magic is gonna take United to top four just yet. Alright, so this is how it looks like so far. Now we gotta get to top four and eventually at the champion. And the teams we have left are Chelsea, Man City, Liverpool, and Tottenham Hotspur. Let's start off with fourth. Oh my gosh, fourth was just as hard. I wanted to put Arsenal there, but I was like, well, I'll work Chelsea. So fourth goes to Chelsea. I see preseason wise, preseason is not that important, but with the comments that Thomas Tuchel is making, Timo Werner might be on the wrong side of Thomas Tuchel. Important players like Rudiger going away. The fact that they crumbled last December. Like, there's a lot going on with Chelsea. Yes, they've made signings like Koulibaly. Lukaku is gone. But who's going to be their main striker? Is it going to be Mason Mount as like a false nine? Is it going to be Timo Werner? Is it going to be Kai Havertz? Like, I don't know who's going to be bringing in goals for Chelsea. Is the plan to be defensively strong and just score 1-2 goals and defend for their lives? Sterling is also there, but I think with the signings that Chelsea made, it's not really strengthening the team, it's just replacing what they lost. So I don't think they are any more stronger, if that makes any sense. So that's why I have them at fourth, which is not bad. And then we have the third position. The third position, I'm giving it to Spurs. Yes, it's a bit weird to put Spurs at third because you expect Spurs to be Spursy and end up at like fourth or fifth. But I think with Antonio Conte finally getting a whole season with Spurs, I think it's the beginning of great things. They've been doing amazing business over the transfer window. Basuma, Rich Allison, Lenglet. There's so many. I'm literally Dage Spence. There's so many. I'm even forgetting. But it's like they're getting prepped for squad depth in terms of Champions League, the balance between European competition and the PL. And I think Conte is finally gonna get like the year where he improves Spur again and again, but just not yet for the top two fight. Now, obviously in top two we have Liverpool and Manchester City. City with Erling Haaland, possibly one of the hottest, youngest strikers you can get in the world. And then obviously Liverpool with Darwin Núñez. Both of them, doing some business to fill in that striker position. Liverpool with Mane gone. It's very, very tough. Hey, like, I want Liverpool to win the PL title, but then again I kind of don't, and I also don't want City to win yet again. Like, it's tough between these two. I think that possibly the best two teams that you can get in the Premier League, but I think, oh my gosh, I think second will be Liverpool, and then City to be yet again the Premier League champions. And this is my Premier League prediction. This is what I think.